I gotta say, for me, for mid-season finale, best episode so far. Everyone's trying to cope in their own ways about the situations that they're involved in or put themselves in. Adam Eve went to a place I didn't think she was gonna go, and doesn't really need to be. Just because he was right about one thing don't mean nothing to me. Like, should have just took Amber and them up on the offer and just talked. Just talk. You ain't gonna talk to Mark. You could have just talked to them. Just say what was up instead of going back home. And also being petty on that bridge almost cost some people their life. That was more of it, you being in tripping than anything else. It's not like what your daddy was saying. I mean, he's part right. Having powers make you dangerous, but I also love the beginning of this episode because the music choices for this episode really, really worked well with the visuals. And you saw Nolan was about to try to take himself out with that black hole or event horizon. I forget what it was specifically called when it's like that, but that was the visuals just beautiful and the sparkling in his eyes. But him and um, Bart, the mom being on basically similar paths when she was on that bridge, had me thinking, oh, she was thinking the same thing, but also the thing she like went to this grave, but that conversation she was having, I'm really liking how they handled in her struggle with her feelings, but also allowing her to move on and basically when she having that conversation with the friend to make the suits. Like, you basically was already living without him. Y'all had great. He ain't say all this, but y'all had great moments. But for the most part, you was raising Mark yourself, because he was always off doing things. So you was, without realizing, you was already living a life without him, and now it's just complete. She threw out the books, but that's supposed to come back into play, I guess. But then Mark, I felt like he's gonna hug his dad. Because he still loved him at the end of the first season. But I'm glad that he was like, I don't forgive you, now. Especially when Nolan was trying to talk to him and then tell him all these things. He's just like, he just kept going to what, what, basically, and like, why, just why. And then also the one dude that works for Cecil, who was checking to see if he was human. Like, he was still bleeding. I'm like, yeah. I was before he even looked at the knife and they showed that. I was like, they could have just gave you fake blood, bro. Because I'm pretty sure he thought he might be a robot. But the knife bent, so they might have gave him, I don't know, Viltrumite blood or whatever. Because he ain't human. Ain't a regular clone. But also the Molar twins, though. That was great. You like, why didn't you think about maiming myself before, basically, so I know I'm the original. But he also should have seen it coming that the clone would try to take him out after he started treating him like a servant. But no, it is what it is. Back to the same old, same old. And then you have Mark and Nolan fighting other Viltrumites, and that was just going ham. It was just pound for pound, and Mark stopped holding it back, but he couldn't go full way, which is kind of a good thing because he ain't his dad, and he shouldn't be. But he got a new brother now, and it had only been a few months though. Even with all that Nolan said and how the biology, yeah, no, I would have, at least, if I was Mark, I would at least chin checked him or something. But they end up getting loose. His spine get cracked. The big dude that was, it was mad disrespectful when he was pushing Marquette down with that one finger. But he was still around. They all survived. Everybody, all the Viltrumites survived. But they like, now take yourself back to Earth Do what Nolan was supposed to do, or we're gonna come there and start slaughtering. Now get to it. I don't want to hear none of that and that mess about. Oh no. I like the woman that was fighting with the hair and the blade though. All in all, fantastic mid-season finale. Fantastic episode. Can't wait till the show comes back.